Earlier this year, we reported a story we called D for Disgrace. It exposed shocking initiation rituals, out-of-control drunken behaviour and, most disturbing, sexual assaults at university residential colleges around Australia. The story singled out the supposedly prestigious St Mark's College in Adelaide for allowing its students to run amok. Following our broadcast, the hierarchy of St Mark's accused us of distorting the truth and misleading the public. And to a point, they're right. The D mark we gave was too generous. Tonight you'll see why it should really be an F. A naked male student gives a female staff member a lap dance, egged on by his cheering peers. Lewd sex acts, girls slut-shamed, students vomiting out of windows, or passed out drunk in the hallway. Welcome to St Mark's Residential College at Adelaide University. These days, more a den of debauchery than a beacon of scholarly excellence.
It's a toxic culture, it's rotten to the core.
Fed up with both St Mark's and the university for their failure to rein in this appalling behaviour,
The motion I want to move tonight is condemning the university and saying it's not good enough.
it's been left to Adelaide Uni's Student Representative Council to provide some leadership.
That's the motion that I put to council.
Led by President Matthew Bowie, they've had enough of the degrading and barbaric acts inflicted on their fellow students.
All in favour? Motion carried unanimously.
But it's conduct not confined to St Mark's. Across Australia, students are seething. Sick of the out-of-control drinking, bullying and serious sexual assaults of these supposedly prestigious colleges. Is there a groundswell of support for change right now?
There is. People angry, people pissed off. People want to see actual change happen.
He didn't even look at my face. He was pretty violent with it. And then when he left, I just felt so disgusting within myself. I felt terrible.
We'll call her Elizabeth, a recent resident of St Mark's College. On her very first night there, she says she was assaulted in her room and forced to have sex with a third-year student. Who did you blame for that?
I blamed myself for not shoving him off, for not pushing him out the door. But I was so confused from the sex tour. I was in a state where I didn't know who to blame, what to think.
This incident occurred after a day of alcohol-fuelled initiation rituals, which culminated in a confronting sex tour of the college.
There were literally couples. It appeared to me they were having sex, and there were girls on the table. I think there were 3 girls right in the middle of the library with their tops off, and porn on the big screen. And this was hardcore porn. And it had boys with their hands down their pants, looking like they were masturbating. I'd never seen someone masturbate, so that in itself was just another thing on top of everything else.
They had porn playing on the TV and guys that were butt naked walking around.
We first reported what was going on behind the closed doors of St Mark's College in March. Back then, 18-year-old Aria Kerwin bravely told us about the trauma of her 2018 initiation week, which also included a so-called sex tour. But worse for her, she was forced to undress for older male students.
Some of us girls were saying, no, we don't want to do that. And I felt so intimidated because they were older, bigger, they'd been drinking. You know, I'm a 5'2", 18-year-old. You know, what am I going to be able to say to them that is going to make them stop? So I just thought I just need to do it.
After Aria's story, we were inundated with more complaints. Allegations of sexual assaults, as well as damning evidence supporting the claims. Almost 200 explicit photographs and videos taken inside St Mark's. But despite this proof of a toxic culture, current and former residents of the college turned on Aria.
It seems to me she just wasn't willing to participate.
Her story is exactly that, a story.
If you want to know the truth, speak to someone who was there longer than 3 days.
What a day we live in where outright lies can be passed off as journalism. Sorry, Mum, but fake news.
Even St Mark's leadership, including College Master Rose Olwen, who is also president of the National Association of Colleges, and St Mark's chairman Richard Birchnell, joined the chorus against Aria Kerwin and 60 Minutes, saying we
gave viewers a very distorted, misleading and sensationalised picture of St Mark's, alleging that a toxic culture exists here, something we completely reject.
What has the response been to Aria's allegations?
She's been trolled by current students, former students, and old collegians who are adults in their 50s.
You've got 50-year-olds who are trolling an 18-year-old girl online.
Yep.
So rather than be applauded, she was vilified.
She was. She was vilified. Her parents were vilified. It's a toxic reaction to a toxic problem.
Shana Bremner runs an organisation called End Rape on Campus. She says Aria Kerwin's decision to go public about St Mark's has emboldened others to come forward, describing serious bullying and in some cases sexual assault at the college, fostered by its so-called traditions.
We've heard from a student who was found really incredibly drunk, almost to the point of being passed out in the shower one night. She was carried into her room by a male student. He shut the door. He had sex with her while she was basically unconscious, and while up to half a dozen other students stood outside the door chanting her name.
In anyone's eyes, that's rape.
It is rape. If somebody is not conscious and can't give consent, it's absolutely rape.
Coming up, more deception, more victims.
I was stripped down to my bra and underpants. The photo showed the group of men crowded around me.
The horrific culture lurking behind college walls.
It's basically like an aristocratic cult. You're either the bottom person or the top person. You're either to be killed or to kill.
That's next on 60 Minutes.